Hello, thank you for joining me again. As ever, I appreciate it. I'm back out by my planter where I put the lettuce a couple of weeks ago. Still going strong, and I pick at them most days. So they are working out really well. And soon I'll be able to pick and freeze some of the herbs so that they will keep me going all winter as well as through the summer. So I want to talk a bit about food and eating, both of which I enjoy far too much. As for the cooking, I'm perfectly happy to cook a meal for friends. Cooking a buffet party for 100 people doesn't daunt me. Sit down dinner for up to 40 has been done. Not sure whether I could do it these days, but I have done it in the past. But cooking for one, So I do try and vary it and eat as healthily as I can. But for others, that can be difficult these days, especially. I'm lucky I can still go into the supermarket and not have to consider every single penny. I do still try and cater for myself as economically as I can. I always have done. But I'm not penny counting, and I know how lucky, how very lucky I am to be able to be in that position. As for the eating, when I was teaching, I worked with a child who had, am I going to get this right, oppositional defiance disorder. Basically, whatever you told him to do, he wouldn't do it. And it wasn't just that he was naughty. It really wasn't. His parents were lovely people and really struggled. And when it came to eating, the child would steal food, but if you put a plate of food in front of him, wouldn't eat it. So they used to put food on a plate in the fridge, and he would go and steal it from there. And that was the last that I knew of him before he and his parents moved into another area. But one story that they told me that made me, they caught him one day. They'd been spending time explaining that food came in lots of different forms and explained about meat as well as vegetables. And they went out into the garden and found him eating a mouldy, really rotten mole that he had found in the garden. Oh, bless. He's one of those children that I wonder how he is, where he is, and how's he getting on. But children and food, my son always used to love it when I did a major baking session. And I'd had a pastry day, and I'd made a couple of apple pies and goodness knows what else. And with the leftovers, I always used to make just a few jam tarts that would go in their pack-ups. And I'd made 12. I knew because I'd filled a tray. I'd taken them out of the oven, put them on a wire rack to cool, and went and got on with something else. When I came back, there were only 11. And they'd been sort of shuffled around so that there wasn't an obvious gap. And my son came into the kitchen and I said, "Did you enjoy your jam tart?" "Don't know what you mean." Except the "I don't know what you mean" was said through very swollen lips because the jam had still been piping hot when he had stolen the tart, like the Knave of Hearts. Ah, well. But that trend of stealing food has been taken up by my cat Mishka. I was told when he came to live with me that he was a ground dweller, that he didn't jump on surfaces or anything. So I thought, oh, that's good. I was getting lunch ready one day, and it was the good old Staffordshire oatcakes. And for anybody who hasn't come across them, they're rather like the size of a pancake. And they're really nice if they're stuffed with cheese and served with bacon and tomato, whatever floats your boat. And I'd been preparing a couple of these for my lunch. Went through into the sitting room to have a conversation on the phone. And 2 minutes later, Mishka came in, dragging between his legs one of these oat cakes. So much for him being a ground dweller. On that note, I will love you and leave you, and please do subscribe. If you've got any tales of food and eating, do add them to the comments. And whatever you're doing, take care. Take the best care of yourself that you can. See you tomorrow. Bye.